The I don't even hear that people doing that still. Really? Fucking idiots. I guess they'll learn. And who are these people? Just some people. Yeah, I think they're like a little niche minority, and eventually people will find us or vegan gains, etc. It's pretty hard to be floating and typing vegan into YouTube and not come up with us eventually, or a video about us saying that we eat too much, we're too skinny. Someone said today, oh, you on Instagram, they said, oh, you rode up to 29 so you can go and binge more. And it's like, no, I binge so I can ride up to 29. That's, you know, I eat so I can live the adventure, so I can show people cycling and fitness and stuff like that. So I have energy to answer questions. So I have energy to go and ride up Thailand's tallest mountain, then come back here, have a shower, and go and answer questions. Some people just don't get it. Don't get it.
What question would you ask if you were this person?
What question would I ask if you were this person? I'd ask, what sort of question is that? Any question.
What do you say to people who cite their own research that eating meat is not bad for you?
People cite their own research that eating meat's not bad for you. It's also not good for you, or it's not good for the planet or the animals. It's not good for your karma or your spirituality or whatever you believe in. It's just a cop-out. They should watch my videos. I'm going to put up tonight. The dog flesh I found today.
There are well-respected vegan YouTubers, high-carb, low-fat vegan YouTubers such as Potato Strong, Banana Blondie, plant-based athlete, who consider activity levels, height, and age when determining caloric needs.
So the caloric needs paradigm based on height and weight. That's grey because it doesn't, like, my height and weight probably don't need that much calories. But if I ate the calories that the recommendation list recommended, I would be fucking shagged. I wouldn't be doing nothing. I'd have no social media presence, wouldn't have much fitness at all. I'd be an emotional nut job. So they're more of a ballpark. I say just fucking chow down, eat so much food, people around you are going, whoa, you eat too much. Unless you go to a RawTill4 Thai fruit festival, no one says nothing about that. If your family says you eat too much, you're probably eating enough. Yeah. If your family says, oh, riding your bike to work, like, then what are you doing that for? And then they see you eat, and you go, oh, that's too much food, you're like binge eating, then it's probably enough. Maybe double it. And anyone who says, oh, you know, it's too much food, they're never, ever coming out training with us. Or if one time they do, they can't keep up with us. Or they can't do what we're doing, and they want to do that. So it's a tough one. But Banana Blondie, she doesn't do fitness, she does like yoga. Jay does a bit of BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is not really fitness, it's more skill. It's like yoga's skill, it's not fitness. No cyclist would do yoga or BJJ for fitness. It's a skill sport, it's good. And Potato Strong, I don't think he's got any fitness. So, but all cool people. But if they lived our lifestyle for a week, they'd be like, give me some more food, man, I'm fucking starving. You know, so it depends. Different lifestyles need different amounts. So if someone wants a lower energy lifestyle, then eat less, for sure. If someone wants more, you gotta put it in.
Low blood pressure on a high-carb, low-fat vegan diet.
Low blood pressure on a high-carb, low-fat vegan diet. Maybe not eating enough calories. Maybe not enough sleep because they're on the computer looking up YouTube videos of us or whatever. So it could be not enough sleep, maybe not enough sodium initially, so their body's gotten used to a low sodium diet. And maybe not enough calories overall. Or has it been clinically diagnosed again and again? Or is it just like they feel it's low blood pressure? Because blood pressure can vary like minute to minute based on hydration levels or sodium levels, things like that. Posture. You're sitting up or standing down. So we got more?
How does working out lower blood pressure?
How does working out lower blood pressure? You can be sweating out the extra salt. Excess salt can raise blood pressure. So if someone's got too high blood pressure, exercise can help flush out some excess sodium and lower your blood pressure down. And it can also just like relax the mind. Like I'm pretty chilled out right now, you know. It's like I feel like I'm stoned. That's why I don't do marijuana anymore. I don't need to. I go on my bike. I used to smoke bongs to get this feeling I have now. Just like bliss. I used to smoke bongs for that. I didn't know. I just go and exercise. So exercise can benefit blood pressure. Lower it by cutting out excess sodium in your blood. Just pump it out. You sweat it out. What you don't need. And also the mind as well, just help calm the mind, calm the nerves, take the edge off.
Well, what about if you're skinny trying to gain weight? Isn't it extra salt, extra good?
Yeah, that's alright. So overall calories is what you want to focus on. 3, 4, 5,000 calories a day. For sure.
If I want to eat 4,000 calories from cooked food, how much do I need to get?
It's a lot. Yeah, big vegan pizzas for dinner and big vegan pasta feeds. For sure. Just chowing down, man. Chowing hard.
Because I have a high blood pressure, but I don't know how to get it down.
You got high blood pressure?
Yeah.
But when did you get tested? Because it varies all the time. If you go to a doctor's and like, your blood pressure's going to go up, yeah? So what you can do when you get home is buy one of those little blood pressure things off eBay, cheap, a legit one, and just learn how to measure your own blood pressure. And practice, just measure it a few times a day. When you're laying down or sitting down or whatever. And you'll see it, yeah. So yeah, you can go to the doctors and sit there in the chair and just be testing, oh, I got high blood pressure, blood pressure's going to go up. You know, like, blood pressure can rise and fall, like that. For sure. So if you get one test, it's not accurate at all.
I got like 4 tests.
Yeah, always high. Yeah. Maybe you're always tense on the doctor. Maybe if your friend takes it and you're laughing and stuff, maybe it'll be lower.
Did you go there hungry or like on an empty stomach or on full stomach?
Yeah.
That really affects.
Different.
Huh?
I went empty, full, and then I drank a smoothie
because
before going.
My blood pressure is low, but then when I measured it immediately after eating, it was like so high. I was like, oh my god, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got my own blood pressure thingy. Test it myself. I'd do that. I'd do that. Should you alter your calorie intake based on how much you're training, or I make special note. You know, yesterday I made the effort to eat even more because I knew today was going to be a big day. But I try and eat the same all the time. But if something else is coming up, I'll try and like squeeze in a bit extra. You know, eat till you vomit style, which is hard when you're socialising at the restaurant because you're eating and talking, you're filling your stomach up with this sort of air and that. But when I'm at home, I can eat better. Just put some YouTube videos on or editing or whatever, just be eating, mindlessly eating. And I find that is a good way to just stuff it in. A lot of people say, oh, that's mindless eating, should be just blasting with food. And so these people don't have any fitness, any real energy. Yeah, most of them are like the namaste people. When you really push them, they're like just snarky, flaky fakers in real life, but in general. So if I've got something important coming up, like a big talk or solid down the computer, I'll make sure I eat more the day before. Just pay extra attention to it. Make sure I don't get caught up doing something else. I have to have my fruit in the morning. I mean, I would, for sure. I'd have cereal if I had to, sugar, for sure. I've done that a few times, but my preference is fruit. So in that situation, I'll blend up dates, maybe a kilo or half a kilo of dates in a bottle like that. Just be sipping that, shake it and sip it. It's food to go, you know. So dates are great. Datorade's really good. Keeps really well in the fridge. Just give it a shake and sip it. Yeah. Datorade, man. I just like what I would do, I would just have a box of dates and just watch some videos or whatever. As you're watching it, just pitting them, you know, throw the pits to the pigeons, and then now you've got pitted dates. So you can just grab handfuls of dates, weigh them out, measure out 500 grams or a kilo, chuck it in the blender, blend it, put it in your bottle, you're good to go. Takes you like a couple of minutes a day, 2 minutes for a 500, 1500 or 3000 calorie meal you can have in your bottle. So it's good. And you don't even need a lunch break. You can just be sipping while you're grading schoolwork or whatever. It's just easy. Databade's really good. Or bananas with sugar or whatever. Liquid meals. That's what I do. What are you getting from the pharmacy? Test steroids? Caps? What caps? Oh, sorry. Steroids, yeah. Those Tesla caps are really, the Andriol, they're like, I won't do anything really. That's like really low dosage testosterone. Yes. Very easy to get here. That's why so many Aussies come to Thailand. There's an Aussie now in Koh Samui has a pharmacy called Aussie Pharmacy. It's just full of steroids. So people from Australia literally go to Koh Samui, stay for 6 weeks, just stock up steroids, go back to the fridge in their little condo, just do a 6-week steroid cycle while in Thailand. Any famous YouTubers go to Thailand. I don't watch their channels that much to know when they go on holiday, but steroids are easy to get in the US as well. Especially, steroids are really easy to get in the US from your doctor. For sure. And if you go to like an anti-aging clinic, you can get growth hormone pretty easy. If you've got the money, it's easy. What's the best way to get rid of scammers from a vegan community? Just highlight them. Call them out in a fun way. Yeah, sense of humour is always a good ticket. And put on free events. Because generally when it's free events, people don't want to, they feel like, oh, I'm missing out, I'm not getting paid to be here. Oh, go somewhere else. Or they'll come to the free event, advertise the money event. I guess depends who it is. Yeah. Vegan game style. Well, it's not really vegan game style, it's just truth style. Just sharing your opinion. Comments and criticisms, not hating your saying.
How often do you check the seeds that you throw on the ground?
How often do I
check your seeds that you throw on the ground?
How often do I check them? If I'm on a train heading to Chiang Mai and eating lychees and throwing lychee seeds out the window, it's near impossible to check those. I rarely check them. But in Thailand, if you throw something somewhere, chances are it's going to grow. So out train windows is a good one, without the Thais watching, because they think it's littering. Yeah. They don't care, but they'd say, oh yeah, littering, and they'll get their plastic bags and just throw them out the window. I remember I was on a train one time, there's all this plastic on the ground, I was like, oh wow, they're going to clean this up. And the train conductor comes on with a broom, he's sweeping it all up in a big pile, and he sweeps it to the door entrance, opens the door, just whoosh, sweeps it out into into nature. Or they just throw, nets, fishing line, everything just gets thrown overboard with the boats. The fishing, 100% of the fishing vessels, or I'd say 99% of the fishing vessels, never bring back any plastic because there's not enough room on the ship. So they bring all their packets and stuff, and then it gets chucked overboard. Because in Asia, the ocean is the garbage tip. It's crazy, and that's in most of the world as well. Everything ends up in the ocean. All the pollution and that all ends up in the ocean eventually.
Do you think if you travel the world as a group, do you think we can clean the planet?
If we travel the world as a group, could we save the planet? It's not enough of us. Like today we're riding back from Durianrider And I said to Jacob, I said, we've got a problem here. There's not enough people and there's not enough cars. Because we got into Chiang Mai and we're just getting held up by cars and motorbikes. And we'd just be seeing like 40k an hour for almost 40 kilometres. Just whoosh. And then once we get into the city, it's like everyone's just driving their car like half a mile to go pick something up. You know, like, why don't you ride a bike? And so we just, too many people, too many cars, never going to change, just getting worse. Could we solve it? Never. There's not enough of us. And the people who don't want to change, they're in power. So, but what we can do is have fun trolling and trying anyway. Why not? Why not, Mary?
Is sweat meant to be not salty when you're not eating too much sodium?
Is sweat meant to be not salty when you're not eating too much?
I heard that, and I don't know if it's true. Like, is it always salty no matter how much sodium you eat?
No, I mean, I don't. After 1 hour of riding the bike, I can have a salty meal the night before. It's all gone. In my throat, I can't taste it anymore. You know?
Okay, like also, like I mean, your sweat that comes out, isn't it always salty? Like no matter how much sodium?
No, never. No. Like if I didn't eat salt tonight, and you go and taste my salt tomorrow, wouldn't be salty at all.
Okay.
I was sweating enough tonight and tomorrow morning. Like Freelee, when she first started, she was having no salt, but she wasn't doing much sport. But every day she was pumping out salt. And I said, if you just like train a little bit harder, well, hill climbs, you just pump out even more salt. She's like, oh, I don't want to do that. And that was just at the start, but now she's obviously different. Yeah. So if someone's holding a lot of fluid retention, they can really get a lot of benefits by riding a bike up a hill, because they'll just flush out a lot of salt. It's amazing how much your body can hold. But a lot of people don't want to do that, and they say, oh, just eat clean. That's great, it's fantastic, but that's not going to get rid of what's all sitting around.
So does that mean as long as your sweat is still salty, you still have kind of too much sodium? Not
too much, but it's just, you know, you might be holding more water than otherwise your body needs. So it's not a bad thing. It's just.
But that would be like a good sign if it's not salty anymore.
If it's not salty anymore, you probably pumped out most of your excess salt retention, and you'd be pretty slim. Yeah. From my experience.
Yeah, I haven't, like, I do not always check, but I haven't.
What you can do is just lick your top lip.
Yeah.
Can you taste salt now?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I watch my sodium intake, like, not too strictly, but.
Yeah, a bit of salt's alright. It's more.
But I don't think it ever was not salty at all, like when I sweat.
Yeah, because you've never probably done any, like, real, like, what I would call hardcore training, like, you know, hitting the mountains, trying to hold 6 watts per kilo for 5 minutes, stuff like that. Like Marion Voss style training, you know, like full on. If you did that, then you'd be like, whoosh.
I did a year ago, and then, yeah, I've even felt better when I introduced salt again.
Yeah, salt's fine, yeah. The issue with salt is probably for people who are sedentary, but the issue then is sedentarism anyway. So if you're having a bit of salt, it's fine if you're active as well. But everyone needs to be active anyway. So no one needs to add salt to their food really if they don't want to, but everyone needs to be active. But a bit of salt to help get more calories in, it's not a real issue. It's people who are really like going crazy in the salt and they're doing no sport.
Yeah.
And the blood pressure goes up and that puts stress on the arteries and veins. That's the issue.
So, but when the sweat is not salty, that's kind of a sign that you're like on a good track. It's ideal, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. But from my experience, when people have no salt in their sweat after vigorous training with us, they're generally pretty slim people. Yeah. Salt retention is a huge one. Water retention. The cycling's not the best. It's crazy how much you sweat out on a bike.
So what would you recommend if, like, I don't think myself is ever unsalty. Like, what would you recommend? Because I go up the mountain every day.
Yeah, but like that's fantastic. But maybe try and go under 45 minutes. You know, that's the fitness we're talking about. When you're at that level of fitness,
I did a time trial for myself.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, like, if you're riding at 45 minutes, which you could because you're young and you're fit, and maybe you could do 45 minutes tomorrow, but that's a realistic goal for you.
Yeah.
35 minutes? No, it's not a realistic goal. 45, 100% realistic goal. 40 minutes, realistic. You know? So when you get to that level of fitness, you'll find things will work differently in the body.
Okay. And until I get there, like, just don't worry about salt to much.
No.
I don't, yeah.
Just focus on training and once a week time trials. You've had enough recovery time and that. It's time to take it next level. What's your best time now outdoors on Strava?
That was when my Strava, didn't get the GPS signal, but it was below 1 hour. Someone took but I just don't know it very exactly.
What on Strava officially? What is it?
It didn't get the GPS signal.
So you've only done one Strava effort up Boise Tech?
Yeah.
Only once?
No, but yeah. So the only time I pushed myself really, really hard, I had to lie down 15 minutes after that.
Yep.
So that was my best time, but I don't know that number. But the other times are 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but
so
I didn't push
cruising.
myself.
Yeah, cruising. So what you want to do is push yourself, make sure your Garmin's working or your Strava's working, and see what time you do. Because when Freelee was 73 kilos, her time would probably be maybe an hour 10 up there. But now 50 odd kilos, her time's 39:46 or whatever. So obviously she could have starved down to 50 kilos, but she would be probably doing it in an hour 30. So when you're fit and you're slim, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Fitness and slimness, they come together. So slimness via fitness, and fitness comes from eating. So the food gives you fuel to train, and the training helps your metabolism. That's it. And it takes time and consistency. Yeah. How much do I eat in long rides and how often? Today I was eating at least every hour. Some juice, some sports drinks, sugar, dry bananas. Trying to eat every hour, at least 50 grams of sugars per hour, at least. At least. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff in here. Stopped at 7-Eleven, got juice, and at the top of the hill there was we had sports drink and lemonade was up there. Had some nuclear orange-looking orange juice, but it's sugar. It's quite fine. It still works. The body wants sugar. Simple as that. Simple as that. So yeah, definitely at least 50 grams minimum per hour to keep pushing, keep in your fat burning zone, avoid bonking, hitting the wall, keep your mood up, things like that. So yeah, and just drinking enough water so you're peeing clear every 2 or 3 hours, which I didn't really do enough today. I could have drunk more water for sure. So yeah.
I have problems digesting juice. What does that mean?
Have problems digesting juice? What does that mean? How do you mean we have problems digesting juice? What does that mean?
Upset stomach.
Upset stomach. Maybe what you should do is, if you're going to have, was it cane juice mostly?
No.
Any juice. Maybe drink water before you have the juice. If you're going to almost have that much water before you drink your juice. So if you're going to have a 200 ml bottle of juice, maybe drink 200 mils of water, wait for a few minutes, then knock the juice back.
No, it's like a 32 ounce.
Yeah, we just so measure it out. And have at least half or equivalent of water 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes beforehand.
Like if I juice orange, if I juice apples, like just apples.
Oh, apples, yeah. I mean,
or like carrots.
I would recommend smoothies versus juices anyway. Juices are snacks. Juices are what you have when you're on the go. You got to go somewhere and you say, oh, I need something, quick sugar hit, boom, juice. But if you're at home, have smoothies. You need the fibre, things like that. Juices are like a snack on the go. Instead of getting a Starbucks, we get a juice. But when you're at home, smoothie time. Or whole fruits. That's what I do. Fibre. Get in there. And then more fibre we have, over time, better digestion, things like that. Any more questions, Kelly? PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Often, according to the experts, the medical text out there, they say it's high-fat diets, animal products, hormonal pill, excess body weight, things like that, which are caused often by hormonal pills, contraceptive pill, estrogen, supplements, dairy, meat, etc. So if I had PCOS, I would go high-carb vegan. I'd look at what medication I'm taking. I'd do more sport, more cycling to get my weight down and get more emotional poise in my life and cut off the toxic relationships or whatever. Early nights. Get out of that job you hate. Could be staying to buy shit we don't need. Or? Oh, here we go, Scott. had any rest days since I've been here. I've gone up mountains every single day I've been here. Freelee missed one day because she couldn't find a helmet. But
Do you consider doing some tests for your fitness? Yourself?
yeah, it's like if you're riding up Durianrider Tap with friends and chatting and a bit of banter. It's like, I get up the mountain, like, oh, I'm up the mountain, and then look at my clock and go, oh, it's 10:30. I've been up here talking for 3.5 hours or whatever. So it's good. Even today was a bit of a rest day almost. Because I just rode up Durianrider to 9, pretty cash, looking at the bugs and stopping for photos and stuff. So mentally today was a rest day. Physically it wasn't, but mentally it wasn't hard today. It wasn't hard for me mentally today. Physically it was definitely an effort, but not as hard as I've been up there before. So you can, another thing I've learnt with rest days is just go easy. Go easy. Eat whatever you need to eat to get the job done. Eat whatever vegan food you need. Savoury stuff. I'm a big sweet tooth, but at night time I'll have savoury after I'm sick of sweet. Just rice with sauce or something like that. Cliff bars, but they're sweet. You soon work out what you like. Yeah. But generally, like, people say, I want savoury, and then they have the savoury, like, what's dessert, you know? They need to have the dessert first. So, yeah. Most people's body identifies savoury with calories. And that's fine, but you want to identify sugar with calories. So you get the sweetening, simple sugars for your glucose restoration, for your red blood cells. And then afterwards, if you're sick of sugar, then have some savouries. Vegetables, salad with rice, etc. Corn. And that way you better digestion, sugars first, quicker recovery. That's what I do. Vegan ice creams.
What would you recommend to prevent numb fingers when riding a bike?
Numb fingers when you're riding a bike, great question. I still get numb fingers riding a bike since 1996. Maybe my problem is sometimes I stretch my shoulders and I'm like locking it out and I just go, oh, relax. Burn the elbows, relax the shoulders. Maybe alternate hand positions. It's generally when I'm like tensing up and I'm pushing down. I'd recommend, if you haven't already, get a bike fit. Perhaps that can help. It helped me. It never cured it totally. Some people, maybe I spend too much time on the computer. Maybe I stand up with bad posture too long and it affects my nerves. But I've always had, even as a child, circulation issues in my hands. Just get really cold fingers. Now it's a lot better, but I still, my left hand gets a bit numb here and there on the bike. Riding a bike's not natural.
Do you think gloves would help?
Gloves can help. Maybe bring the bars up a little bit, and maybe look at your posture as well. So get someone to film you and then check your posture to some professional women cyclists of similar height on YouTube or whatever. Maybe get a bike fit. And if you do get a bike fit, make sure you mark your seat height for any changes. Because you might go, okay, I'll have my bike fit in Chiang Mai, then I'll pull my seat out. Then you get home, you're like, oh, where was that seat meant to go? Was it, oh, wow, gee, did a bike fit for nothing. So you always want to mark everything, your cleats, your handlebars, so then when you put your bike back together or if anything slips, you have a reference point to go back to. Big tip. I'm amazed at how many bike fitters don't even mark the customer's bike. Maybe they had a bad experience. Don't mark my bike. I just spent 2 hours getting a bike fit, but don't mark my $10,000 bike. Like, there's a bit of liquid paper there. What are you doing? It's on my bike. But it's so great. Like, we need to have reference points. Reference points. I've got a mate, I always make fun of him back in Adelaide. That's his voice. I'm always mocking. It's not a gay hate voice.
Ole, what's your honest opinion about Joe Best from Best Transformation?
My honest opinion about Joe Best from Joe Best Transformation, there's a bit of an ordeal going on recently. Who's heard the gossip? So it's going around as in a small community, things go around. I've heard both sides of the story, from Joe, from the other people involved. I've seen the screenshots, I've heard the conversations, etc. As any story, there's always two sides of the story. So I think, what can I honestly say? I would say that, in my opinion, Joe charging money to rent rooms in a house for me is totally normal landlord situation. Like when I've paid rent for the last 15 years renting at someone's house, they're renting the room to me because they want to make money from me. That's an understanding there. I think if someone doesn't want to rent a room, they just don't rent they don't rent a room. As for the other things that have gone on, that's probably opening up a whole can of peaches there. But I think if anyone's got any issues, you have to talk to both sides of the people and see both sides of the story. It's like a judge and jury sort of thing. You have to have, like I went to the Supreme Court recently. We didn't even get a chance. We didn't get a chance to explain ourselves at all. We were found, guilty straight away. Supreme Court injunction. We're like, what the fuck? How? What? So I think if you ever want to know both sides, you've got to see both sides. If you hear one side but don't check the other side, then it's easy to get a biased opinion. So whose side do I sit on? I don't sit on anyone's side. What's that? I heard from both sides. Yeah. So for me, it's,
Not only the renting, other stuff too.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
And again, I've heard about that as well, but then I saw the photos that were sent and all this other stuff that was sent. So I'm like, okay, now I can understand that, When you just hear someone else's story, but you don't see what led to that, then it's like, oh wow, this is really bad. Then, I see you sent photos, you sent text messages, you sent these pictures, or... So then it's more understandable. So it's...
Don't you think it's playing it safe to distance distance yourself from him? Because when you've got like people here, and I heard stories that Joe Best is sexually harassed those girls.
Yeah.
I'm like, when Joe Best is hanging out to a Freelee, other people see that and they think, oh, he's going to be a good guy, I can trust him. And then when I hear negative things about Joe Best, I'm like, well, maybe it's better for you guys to distance yourself from him. So, to prevent other people being taken advantage of this.
And that's what we thought initially, and then we saw the screenshots and the photos and the text messages that were sent, and we're like, okay, this is not our, this is a relationship issue or whatever, this is not, it's not what, in my opinion, it's not what it sounds like if you only hear one side of the story. I don't really want to get involved too much. I feel it's a waste of my time, everyone's time, other than the people who are involved. But the people who are involved need to sort it out. And they should make videos about it, and they should put up all the screenshots, all the photos, answer all the questions, versus just Chinese whispers. YouTube's great. YouTube needs to be the courtroom, put up all the evidence, all the screenshots, everything up there, all the allegations, and then let the community decide. We're not the judges, but everyone here is the judges and the jury. So I told everyone involved, I said, Joe, you got to do a video, such and such, you got to do a video too. Share transparency, put it all out there. No more whispers and like, he did this, she did that. Put it all out there. And then let people decide. So I think, what's that? I've got recordings. Yeah. But I think it's better the people who do it. Yeah, because if it means something to someone, like if someone did something to me, I would put it up. I wouldn't want someone else to fight my battles. If it was, otherwise it's not really important. Like if someone steals my bike, and one of you guys sees a person with it, and you get into a fight over it, and I'm like, well, I don't really want the bike, it doesn't matter to me anymore. But you get stabbed for saving my bike, and I'm like, oh, thanks man, but I don't really want it. Yeah. What we need to have is like we have to have Joe and all the girls in a panel along here, and then just.
And then we judge.
but transparency. But I think it's better on YouTube because otherwise it gets like over here. But that really though, that's what's that? And YouTube you can edit and you can re-upload. Yeah, that's good. So then you can do a part 3. Part 3 rebuttal section A59. this text was sent on from Facebook at 2 a.m. and it had a sexy photo or whatever. Like, so you can put it all out there. But that's my opinion. Because I've been involved with a lot of these dramas, and like Freelee Well Christine's a good one. She'll like go behind the scenes and type stuff and send PMs and that, but she'll never address it publicly. She'll just put things out. So I think but we're different. We address things publicly if it involves us. Yeah. So anyone who thinks it's important to them or their reputation needs to put up videos, photo. Now, gee, well, we didn't share that photo of someone else or whatever. So put everything out there, and it's all sorted. Then people can draw their own conclusions. But whenever one side doesn't make it public, then or they just do it behind the curtain, scenes or whatever, then it's not, I don't think it's fair. Both parties need to be clear, transparent, put everything up there, if it matters to them, in my opinion. And then let the community decide. Lord of the Flies. How was the best way to speak up? Well, if it matters to them, they'll speak up. If it doesn't matter, you won't speak up. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, if it matters to me, something happens in my life, I'll speak up about it. In the past, I used to step into people's fights, and then the next day you see them hanging out together. And it's like, hang on, I just risked getting stabbed, but now you're buddies again. So I've learned, let people fight their own battles, especially when it involves, it's not like someone's like getting king hit in a public bathroom or something, and it's your mate, and you step in. That's like, do it different. If it's just whatever going on that maybe gets hyped up to be more than what it is. Again, if they find it serious, they need to put all the evidence up there. Otherwise, in my opinion, if a person can't make it public, it's all lies. What's that? Yeah. This could be a 6-hour conversation. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Well, then it doesn't. If you worry about someone's ego, then it's not a real situation to worry about. But then make it public. To make it public. If you care about someone's ego you don't care about, that's just, for me, in my opinion, that's just silly. It's immature. Like, it should be more about the message or the people versus like, well, I don't want to feed someone's ego. Like, that's, for me, that's like schoolyard stuff. If something seriously happened, make it fucking public. Simple as that. It's not about ego, it's just about, this is what fucking happened, this is what happened, blah, 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 it's the photos, whatever, make it public. Versus like, well, I don't want to get YouTube hits or ego, like that's just, then it doesn't, then why talk about it? In my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just saying that's what I would do. So then fucking make it public. Like we do. If when we hurt or ripped off or feel betrayed, we make it public, or I do anyway. And again, that's just my style. I'm not saying my style, everyone's going to do that. No, for sure. But this is what I would do. So the question was asked to me, this is what I would do. If it's important to me, I'll make it public. But most people in our community talk behind people's back or PMs, and that's fine, but that's this sort of shit that rots communities. The little, like, this happened, this, like, make it all fucking public, and everyone can see what happened. Because that's what, like our forum, the rumours go through our forum or whatever, and we're just like, no, let's make this public. Mm. That's right, they have the choice. So that's just what I would do. I'll make things public. That's why not many people do things to me anymore, because they know I'll fucking share that to the world. If someone's carrying a gun and a whistle, they're probably not going to get fucking mugged. They're carrying a gun in one hand and a whistle in their mouth, and they're walking down the street, they're probably not going to get mugged. Why? Because they're going to retaliate and they're going to fucking whistle to draw attention. Simple as that. So if you want to don't really mess with, you make it clear that you speak up. You speak up for yourself, you speak up for others, you will not be silenced. Because if you're worried about your YouTube reputation or someone's ego or what girl did or what guy did, that's, for me, it's schoolyard stuff. If you're really serious about the message, the movement, the community, you make everything fucking transparent if it involves the community. That's what we do. That's all, and we can only lead by example. So, like the Woodstock Festival thing and all these other things, you know, we just made it transparent and let people decide what they want to think. If someone does something to you, you speak out about it publicly. Simple as that. And then if that person has allegations against them, then they must speak out about it publicly, otherwise they're fucking guilty. Like Doug Graham with the fasting, he didn't do any rebuttal at all. He just thought, and Doug's excuse was, oh, I'm busy. How fucking busy does it take 10 minutes to save your reputation? 10-minute YouTube video. And then you do the YouTube video, he cuts it like fucking 20 times, like he's reading a script. And then Doug's reputation, fucked forever. He fucked his own reputation. Because he fucked up, he didn't want to admit it, and he just screwed everything up. And now he's toasted. You know? He got what he deserved. So, as simple as that. Make it transparent. And then Lee, who was in the fasting retreat, I was telling her, speak up. If it fucking means something to you, fucking do a video now, today. So I might do a video. No, fucking do it now, Leah. She did it. And then it just changed the game. She spoke up. People need to share their voice, and YouTube is the medium. It's your own channel, you can say what the fuck you want to say on it. If it matters to you. It's like if you're in a room, and you're like, oh, the room's really dark, turn the fucking light on. Don't tell, oh, I'm going to send a Facebook message to someone, oh, this room's really dark. Like, what the fuck does that do? It doesn't do anything. You know, turn the light on. Take some fucking action. Make it public. If it matters to you. Or we get emails daily about such and such or this or that. And we're like, well, why? I mean, that's cool you share it with us, but like, we want you to. Oh well, like, you know, so, well, why are you telling us? Like, do you want us to fight your battles for you? Like, you're an adult, you can do it as well.
Do you think there'll ever be a vegan airlines?
Vegan airlines. Yeah. Carb the fuck up airlines. It's cool. More and more airlines though serve vegan food. So I always order vegan food. Even if I'm not going to eat it, I'll still order it.
Is it unlimited?
Is it what?
Unlimited.
Unlimited vegan food? There's no carb the fuck up buffets as far as I'm aware of. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. The time we got. Jimmy Moore's trying to slim down? Is it, he yo-yos, man. I call him Jimmy Yo-Yo Moore. Yeah, me and Jimmy, we talk now and then. And I said, Jimmy, mate, if I could like, do a body swap with you, I'd fucking make your body fit as fuck and you'd fuck my body up. He's like, yeah. But I saw Jimmy in the street recently in Adelaide. Just randomly bumped into him. He's going to get his diabetes medication from the pharmacy. So Jimmy, he's, I don't know, he's just living in delusion world. You know, he interviews me. He interviews Neil Bernard on his podcast, which is pretty cool. He did? Yeah. He's got our interviews up on his podcast still. Why didn't he take advice? Because he doesn't want to be vegan. He loves eating his hog anus and bacon torture burgers and shit, you know? He loves it, and that's the thing. People would rather kill themselves with their bad habits than change. And you tell people good things about their bad habits, they're like, yeah, I'll follow you. Yeah, I can eat bacon, great, you know? Oh, bananas, yeah, I can't eat bananas. Lettuce, rice, no. I need lard. I'm obese because I didn't eat enough lard. Yeah, I've got to fry my sausage in. The reason why I'm obese is because I didn't fry my sausage in enough lard. I used to have a little bit, got to put more in. That's the reason why I'm obese. It's crazy. Crazies.
Your advice to someone who's like pre-diabetic due to bad, diet, lifestyle, whatever. Like, obviously they'd be concerned about taking in large amounts of glucose and sugar.
Yeah.
Because they can't regulate it so easily anymore.
So type diabetics, advice to diabetics, then just get Dr. Neil Bernard's book, look it up. I quote it a lot in my book, Cut the Fuck Up. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube, testimonials. If they're type 1 diabetic, Robbie Barbaro is a good guy to get in contact with, Robbie Barbaro. Just type in type 1 diabetic fruitarian or high carb lifestyle. It's very easy to get better glycated hemoglobin results, hemoglobin A1C on high carb, low fat, vegan for sure. But there's heaps of resources out there. Just type in diabetes, high carb, vegan diet. For sure. Alright, one more question and we'll hit off the dins. So there will be Q&A tomorrow. Gary?
Do you kill mosquitoes, and if so, do you think it's vegan?
Do I kill mosquitoes?
Or any other insect?
Is it vegan? I never used to kill mosquitoes. I let them bite me. And then one day, I'm in my friend's, my office, one of my offices is out of back of his fruit shop. And mosquitoes would bite me like, yeah, go away, take some blood, no worries, mate. And after a few months, I was sitting there, and one afternoon the pharmacist from next door comes out, he's just spraying pesticide Mortine all over the back area. He's going, these fucking mosquitoes, I'm not sure what's going on, it's like an epidemic. And I'm thinking, I'm fucking breeding mosquitoes. Now he's spraying pesticide, now the other animals are dying. So I started killing mosquitoes from that day on. So it's not vegan, because you're killing a life, but the amount of DDT and shit they spray still because of mozzies. Like if you go to Malaysia, if you go to Baoshang Durian Farm, if you go down the road on an afternoon, the whole street is just DDT. They will literally go through the fucking market when there's food out, they'll spray DDT. Still in Malaysia. It's insane. So I think mosquitoes, if they're biting me, I'll swat them.
What other insects?
Self-defense.
Yeah.
That's all. That's anything I kill.
Only thing.
Purposely.
So, but there are more insects, that bite you.
Mosquitoes, anything that bothers me.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think if there was less mosquitoes, there'd be less pesticides and better for the environment.
And why do the other...
Mosquitoes is collateral damage.
Why
no, it's not collateral. Yeah.
Why do the other insects that bite you not bother you?
Well, I can't see them.
Oh, okay, so they don't itch.
Sandflies maybe, but they're very small. Mosquitoes are the main issue. So yeah, I kill the mozzies. Never used to, but now I started. So enjoy dinner. Again, if something happens to you, you fucking speak up. If you stay silent, and if you don't use your voice, then nothing's really going to change. Done.